Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Games Done Quick Hotfix. This is Awfully Silly, and I am not your normal host for this show. So Conceptions was unfortunately not able to make it today, so instead I will be covering for him. We do have two backup games from AGDQ, which I did say the right marathon this time. Thank you, I appreciate it. Before we get into that, just a few quick reminders. If you enjoyed Frost Fatales, on the 26th of March, we're going to be having the Frame Fatales Game of the Month celebration. And that's basically they've, for the past few years, the community has been learning a speed game a month as a group. And then this is just going to be a celebration of that with a bunch of those on there. So that's going to be on the 26th. And you can go to gamesdonequick.com/Frame Fatales for more information about that and Frame Fatales. Also, Summer Games Done Quick has been announced, so you can find more information about the dates and the event information over at gamesdonequick.com. With all that said, we do have Hypnotics here. You might know Hypnotics from Going Places every second Sunday. I know it's every second Sunday. I don't know why I stuttered on that.
Every second Saturday, I'm afraid.
Saturday,
I have to pull you up on that.
I actually, okay, so it's funny, I knew that, but I got the days, like the names of the days wrong. It's the first weekend.
There are a lot of shows. So it's all right if you're not on top of all of them. It can get confusing, but no, that's good fun. But this is Awfully Silly. This is sort of branching over between the two shows, because this was originally only came out in Japan, but it did receive a global release, so it's not quite fitting under the remits of my show. But this is gonna be a ride. But yeah, sadly, Conception isn't with us, but Sarge, are you ready for whatever's going to happen in this game? Because
as ready as I can be.
There was a reason why it was part of the awful block, but would have been part of the awful block. So one thing that we do have a choice here is I can either leave it up to chat or Sarge if he's quicker to it. We have got a choice of putting a number between 0 and 99. On the back of Mr. Domino. I'd like to open the room up. If anybody has any suggestions for what number we have on the lad, then feel free to fire away.
The best I can do is 20 for a nat 20, but I don't know that's maybe that's too much of a nerdy thing.
The one that I usually go for is this one, because it either looks like he has a tail or something else. I think you can use your imagination for that. Okay, we've got 4 from Ray. I could do this in several ways. I could do 1 and 3. I wonder. I'm gonna do a 4 there. Unless no, I'm afraid Ray was quickest to it, so we're gonna go for that. And this is also gonna be the slow version of any percent. I'm not a real speedrunner. Can't do it fast. Fast is scary. You see the pace on that guy. No chance. So we're going to go with slow, and as soon as I select that, we will start. So timer starts in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Alrighty. So there isn't really like any version differences between Japanese and American, apart from, of course, things have been translated. Not everything, but some things. So yeah, this is Fat Tony's Casino, I believe it translates to, and the aim of this game is a puzzle game, so we want to lay down dominoes everywhere that we can to trigger certain things and also create chains. So you can see I'm placing them in a particular format at the moment. I'm trying to take speed boosters at the right time. If I take them at the wrong time, I can be in trouble. But it looks like we've got through this quite straightforward at the moment. And there we go. So this is a sort of a good introduction. This is what happens throughout all the game. This is the gameplay of the game, but things get a little crazier as things go on. So, Fat Tony's Casino, what you might expect. Our mate Fat Tony, and yeah, nothing too crazy. The sort of thing that you might expect from a sentient domino, placing more dominoes behind him. I don't quite get what's going on there, but at the end of every stage, we have got this sort of countdown and checker, and we have a leaderboard type thing that we need to button mash our way through. So now we are on to I've forgotten what the name of the stage is. You can tell that I really like this game. So this one, we don't actually do a full sort of combo. So we need to place one here, and then we'll come back for our second set later. So we start one here, and then hopefully the rest of it will be quite straightforward. We've got to be sort of wary of cycles, so we could have got hit by the electricity there if we were too quick or too slow. And then the cycles here, we can bonk on that little sort of shifting platforms there. So doing well so far. I'm going to concentrate for this last bit because controls can be a little bit janky. And they weren't. So hopefully if we get the combos off where we need to, it should be a straightforward stage. I'm using a good old-fashioned PlayStation 1 controller for this because it's very sort of analog controls. And yeah, I only really need to press left, right, and place domino, which is X. And there we go. There is that stage. And whatever strange combinations you might see.
So are you constantly moving while the game is on?
Yeah.
Like, is it auto-running, basically?
It's auto-running, but I'm also holding down the sort of up button because he has like a walking pace and then he has a running pace. It's much harder to control in fast, hence why I really don't want to use it. Because fast is a scary category, and cycles, like everything that you interact with in the stage, is also on a faster like movement. So, yeah, but there is a point later on in the run where I've got to manage how much I am running and how much I'm walking. But this isn't one of them. This is, again, there are some stages that I know the names of. This is, once again, not one of them. I think it's something like Dad's in the House. But yeah, more of what you've seen already. That's what we're going to do. So, magical appearing fruits. I hate when this happens. Then you're going to hit that combo. Yeah. We're just going to... Ooh, okay, so we missed a combo there. I'm going to restart because it's going to be quicker for us to do that in this sense. Yeah, this I'm going to blame inputs because it's never the speedrunner's fault. It's never the speedrunner's fault. Number one rule of speedrunning, it's not your fault that the game's not working. Magical appearing fruits again. And then, here we go. These are the combos that we want. So we're going to avoid the cat again. And then this is the moment of concentration. The inputs are tight. I want to keep running so that I, go fast to some extent. And there we go, that's looking good. So now we need to just hit everything at the right time. Car's not going to bonk us this time round. And yes, we do our one combination here. I don't risk sort of setting up the second one because it's a very tight maneuver to do. Randomly appearing fruits again. And there we go. So enjoy the madness that unfolds in this stage. It doesn't sort of shy away from just throwing some strange things at you. ArtDink made some incredible games. They really did. So, yep, classic sort of trope, I suppose. There are actually some combinations and like sets of domino hits that we don't see in this run. Like, there is an instance where the grandfather that we just trapped there goes Super Saiyan. Like, he becomes a god, and it ends like the ending frame is of him with some sort of power, and he's just mouth open, like he's turned into a god. So I do implore you to like have a look at all of the different combinations that you can have. Because yeah, this game, you can only see a fraction of it in this run. It's quite a quick run if you're any good at the game, which hopefully I will be today. So this is where I need to be careful with how much I'm running. So I'm deliberately slowing down here because this bridge is on a cycle. It looked like it went down for me just there, but I've got to be careful. Otherwise I can bonk into it and it will break my domino chain. But this is quite straightforward. This is Trip in the Park. Again, in terms of things that we miss a meteorite crashing down because we don't do a particular combo. But this is, yeah, this is sort of using a task route, which when I picked up the game, I was like, well, if there's a task that exists in it, why not adopt it? And turns out a lot of stuff was RTA viable, but the task is also quite incredible. So shout out to Spike Stuff. Yeah, more madness is unfolding. I need a drink. Ooh.
Important to stay hydrated.
Indeed. Indeed. And then, yo, that kid hit that flip. Shoutouts to that kid. Absolutely metal. Right. So third on that one. Interesting. Must have practiced that a little bit. Come on, PS2. Cooperate with me. There we go. We are now on to Airground Massive, I believe. This has got some... I mean, it's just me repeating myself at this point. It's got some crazy domino combinations, so it's quite a straightforward one. There aren't many sort of branching paths, and as long as I hit everything first try, that should be quite nice. I'm not sure whether my input got eaten the words. Let's see. So you can see a lot of the like what's going on in this stage, but we haven't seen any of the actions yet. Sarge, do you have any predictions as to what we're gonna sort of release upon this location as Mr. Domino?
There are logical things I'd want to suggest, and I feel like it's not going to be any of them. There appears to be like a carousel, so I would assume like maybe and a Ferris wheel. So I would assume like, I don't know, maybe a roller coaster car or something.
Okay, yeah, valid. That's a good suggestion. Oh, I think we just missed that turn there.
In terms of what I expect coming from the game, a bunch of piranhas maybe.
I mean, truly anything can happen in this. I think,
anvil.
Yeah. I mean, actually, there are a lot of things that you think, oh yeah, no, that looks really obvious. Yeah, that's definitely going to happen. There are a lot of things that are sort of almost hidden in plain sight. Like, say, I think this is going to happen. Then it doesn't, or something else. Yeah, something else completely different happens. So this is looking a little bit better than our previous attempts. So what we don't want to do is, I think we missed that one there as well. So it's quicker in all of these instances for me to go back and restart instead of going round again, because we don't want to be taking too many laps of these courses. And you are on a timer, so we had it on the Daddy's in the House. I think that's the name of that stage that we were on. And yeah, so you can see it was saying time's running out and we've got to be quick and make sure that we're getting enough combinations. As you can see, we've got lights in the top left, which show us like how many we've got and how many we need to complete the stage. Okay. I overshot it again. Game's not being nice to me at all. Yeah, that is the PlayStation 1 like controller D-pad. I don't know. I have certain thoughts about it.
Yeah, the original one was left something to be desired.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. I think there are other ways of playing like this game. I don't know whether you can do it with analog stick. I don't know whether I'd want to, even if you could. But yes. Right, this is the hard one. Yeah, so we've got to do some skipping around those blocks there, which we did. We missed that cycle on the ship so that we didn't get hit. And we don't want to hit that R, because if we hit that R pad, it completely resets. So, yeah, definitely not something you want to hit before you get the combination. So, if you guessed what was going to go on in this stage, prepare to have your guesses be incorrect. There is a ghost. So scary. I mean, sometimes I forget what's going to happen in these stages, so it's all a nice surprise to me. Just going to sit back and watch. It's quite nice. There's like the game's quite intense when you're actually playing it, but you have a few moments to enjoy the spectacle. And the music's good fun. So a rocket, of course, as you'd expect from a theme park.
Yep. Just par for the course.
You mentioned the carousel. Here we go.
The carousel going Super Saiyan? What?
The horses have escaped, and then we run the park out of business. We have turned off the lights. Everything has stopped. No more fun is allowed. Mr. Domino has cancelled fun. And we cleared the stage. So we are actually, I believe, onto the last stage, which is, again, I can't remember the names of the stages, but this one is very intense and quite hard. And actually, previous runs of this being on GDQ, yes, it's been on GDQ before. This has actually killed a run. So hopefully we get to the end of this without too many dramas. But we want to place the dominoes on that sort of booster at the start, because if we hit this booster here, we hit the domino set, then as you can see, plink, 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 we are in a perfect position to progress through this. So we didn't land every single combination and sort of finishing spot, but that means that we are now in the right position to go here and go along. Going to pick up this. We haven't picked that up in previous stages, but that helps our time increase. Now, this is where things get a little bit tricky. So we want to do a sort of... Okay, so we did a placement there, deliberate placement, so that we could hit the guy. No, we didn't want to hit the guy. I'm a little bit disorientated in this stage. It hasn't worked quite how we wanted it to, so we're going to have to go around twice. What we'd usually do is we'd have all the combinations here, we've had everything worked out, and then there'd be a lift to the left of us just then, but we didn't quite get it. So instead we are having to go around manually. I will make sure that I pick up one of those health packets so that I have enough time to complete this stage, because ideally I don't want to reset. But yes, if you predicted that any of these things would happen, then well done you. You're lying. You didn't know that that was going to happen. Yeah, so we're getting the hurry up sign already, which is concerning. So, sorry, old lady. Sacrifices have to be made. I'm going to pick up that health as well, in the hopes that the game won't be like, that you're not completing this stage. So this is where we get very strategic with our domino placements. So we want to put thumb up there so that we can hit that, and then this is going to help us the most in terms of getting to the end. So we want to get another health pack and hope that the game isn't going to, oh, this is going to be close. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I think it's going to be a quick restart. So we're back to the start of this. I had a feeling that this would probably go overtime, so apologies to my runner after me. It shouldn't be grossly overtime. This game can just choose to throw things at you that you were never ready for. So again, you get to see this again, just some guy's random foot in the sewer, as you do, and then our friendly crocodile helping us progress. So we will try again. You know what, there's a part of me that's quite grateful that this didn't actually get onto the main schedule on AGDQ, because this is probably what would have happened. Okay, so this is how it should have gone. He says in full confidence that he's not going to mess it up again.
It's important to have the confidence.
Okay, there we go. Cool, that is exactly how it should have gone last time. So hopefully this is setting up the last sort of act of this stage to go perfectly. It should go perfectly. So again, you get to see these crazy combinations rolling up. Tank hits the spot. And yeah, and if you're thinking of like what's the story behind this game, there are several characters in this, yeah, several different types of dominoes, and they will have their own motivations for doing what they're doing. And I forget what Mr. Domino's doing, but we do have a very dramatic ending cutscene, which you've definitely got to stick around for, because it is quite the trip. So we're going to get that hurry up. We're not going to risk taking that speed booster. So we want to hit all of these. Okay, we are going to complete this run. So the reason that we place these two here is so that we can start going up the slope, and then we are on our way to the final sort of action that we need to do. So again, if you predicted any of this happening, well done. But yeah, bird poo is what unlocks us getting to the final point. So time is gonna finish in 3, 2, 1, time. Mr. Domino has made it. He is atop the roof, and he wins. So whilst we're here, as we know that there's a leaderboard, like scoreboard thing in this game, I thought we have enough characters. We don't get 3, we get however many, I can't count. So let's find awful so that we can put awful in. Hopefully. How does the alphabet go? There we go, there's W.
It starts with A and then it ends with a Z, and besides that, I can't help you.
All right, I got you. Alrighty.
So I know Conceptions normally ask this question. Would you consider this game awful, silly, or both?
Both. Actually, more on the silly side. It's if you go into it from a casual perspective, it is, you know, just it's just a good puzzle game. But yeah, if you can get past the controls, it's quite good fun. So I'm gonna end the what's-my-jig, the name doing, and you're gonna watch this cutscene. The world fades to black. She's wearing these big wooden clogs. She's like, oh hey, a domino piece, let's walk into the abyss. And that's No One Can Stop Mr. Domino, and we get a brilliant credit sequence with I don't have the box on me at the moment, so I've got the disc, and they even, like, in the manual they shout out the band that make this music. Great, love it. But
that's awesome.
Yeah, that was No One Can Stop Mr. Domino. This might have been on AGDQ, but I'm glad that it was shown off in this because it was a bit more chilled, and yeah, I could take things a little bit slower. So thank you everybody for seeing this in the end. I'm glad that it made its way onto the channel somehow. And yeah, I mean, this isn't something that I run all the time, but it's good fun, and I like my strange sort of PlayStation 1 and Japanese exclusive games, hence the fact that I've got a very self-indulgent hotfix show, which is Going Places, which happens, as we mentioned earlier, every other Saturday. We have a look at handheld games as well as region exclusives, and that's a little bit of something that I do on my channel. I also quite like Sonic games, and I think actually he's behind me. There he is. We've got a Knuckles up there. So if that's something that you're into, Hypnotics, I'm quite easy to find around the internet. So Conception, thank you so much for having me on the show. Starge, thank you so much for coming in and hosting. I hope that was everything you expected it to be.
That was everything I expected and more. That was
brilliant. My job here is done.
That was a really weird, silly game. It's exactly what I expected. Yeah.
It's perfect. So yeah, that's all that I've really got to say on my end, apart from if you want to see some Going Places stuff and you enjoy my voice, then every other Saturday, and check all the other hotfix shows. Sarge, I've completely forgotten what you run. Is it How to Train a Speedrunner?
How to Train a Speedrunner, yeah.
Yes, I got it right. That would be really embarrassing if I didn't get it right. So yeah, everybody, Hotfix hosts awesome people. I can't speak for myself, but I think they're all
awesome
cool.
people. I can speak for you. Awesome people.
Yes, base. Let's go. So yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Hypnotics. That was a fantastic run. I know it's not my show, but I'm sure Conceptions was happy to have you on the show. We are going to take a quick break before our next game, which is Animorphs Know the Secret. Just before we go, so like Hypnotics was saying, we do have a bunch of different content. So if you're ever on YouTube watching, for example, twitch.tv/gamesdonequick, and we have, starting most weeknights at 7 p.m. Eastern, we have shows, and 1 p.m. Eastern on weekends. And then all of your subs, gift subs, primes, gaming subs, and bits do help support the weekly content that we do put on. So if you like any of the shows you see, if you like this show, if you like Hypnotic's show, if you want to continue seeing content like this, please consider supporting us with any of those so that we can continue producing these kinds of shows. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back with Animorphs Know the Secret. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Games Done Quick Hotfix. This is Awfully Silly, and we are here with Animorphs. Animorphs, the name that I forgot completely.
Know the Secret.
Know the Secret.
Is the subtitle.
And we've got Jim B here. How are you doing?
Well, fine, thanks. A bit late for me, but it's fine.
Yeah. So I know nothing about this game. Is there anything we should know before you get started?
No, I will make an introduction to lead you into the topic, and we'll figure out the game together.
Excellent. Whenever you're ready, then.
Okay, am I already on the game screen, or?
Yeah, I think so. I've got a little bit of a delay, so.
Me too, that's a bit strange. Okay, so yeah. Hi, my name is Jim, and I can't tell you my last name. That would be too dangerous. The Yuks are here on Earth, and if they knew my full name, they could find me and my friends, and then, well, what they do to people is too terrible to think about. I'm here today so that more people will learn about what is going on, and for that I brought this game with me and some books here. And the basis for this game is probably a bad joke from Marco, one of the Animorphs, that someone has taken too seriously. I mean, who would take the quote from this book and turn it into an actual game? Just how do you figure you'll beat the Yerks? Marco asked sarcastically. Let's see. It's you versus Chapman, the cops, a bunch of Hork-Bajir, and Texans. And worst of all, that creep with a free. And all you can do to fight them is turn into a dog and bite their ankles. It's like being stuck in the most impossible video game ever invented. I grinned. Or at least I showed my teeth. Yeah, it is. Kind of. But I'm pretty good at video games. And with these confident words from Book 1, Animorphs, The Invasion, Chapter 15, we can start the game in 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. So yeah, welcome to Animorphs Know the Secret.
You see, you're probably like the first thing you'll need to do.
And we start with a tutorial section. Yeah, Animorphs Know the Secret is one of the 3 main Animorph games, and I don't think any one of them is that good, so we're at the right place here in the show. And the PC game is actually an adventure game, so we pick up items and we just collected a key and move on and use it to open the box. And Tobias helps us here in the tutorial and tells us all the important things. And now we acquire the morph. Animorphs is like the name says, they morph into animals, and they have to acquire the DNA by touching the animal. And here the game shows in the tutorial that acquiring the DNA actually is touching the animal, which is a squirrel. We will use the squirrel quite often in the run and in the game. But we won't that often acquire DNA by touching an animal. That's more of an exception, because the game is heavily scripted, and if you do something wrong and not as the game expects it, you can softlock, which happens quite often. And also in my last marathon run of this game, so the estimate is a bit higher to be sure with that. And yeah, we have to go. We are actually on Cassie's barn. Cassie is also one of the Animorphs, and she's out in the woods and forest with her parents. And the red barn is often a meeting place for the Animorphs. And yeah, we can morph at different points in the game. It doesn't allow you to morph at all places. It's just here when the morphing signal blinks, and
if you need to jump, press the action key.
Then we can morph, and then we have to do some mini games. And yeah, this is just the mini game from going from A to B as a tiger, and we have a boost button and a jump button, and we try not to get killed by the forest. Like that, yeah. I'm always forgetting the parts here, because there are some courses that just look the same, always in the forest and the environment. And yeah, forgetting some small parts of the game because things look too equal and the same is quite common. Also should go the right way here. So yeah, that's part one.
You'll learn how to control your animals in combat.
And now the other part of the game comes in. It's the battle system. And the battle system is a bit strange because it's more like a normal RPG battle system on the outside, but not on the inside. And it's a turn-based system, and you have to select combos. And the game actually wants to select combos by you remembering some combinations of up, down, and action 1 and action 2 button. But there's a way around this. You can use the number keys to select some combos. And that's what we're just doing. And if you don't want to remember too many combos, then you just go with the... Also, hitting the trigger is a bit hard.
Let's see if you can help us save the world.
Yeah. Why says we want to save the world because of the alien invasion that is going on. And the Animorphs are just 5 teenagers that got the technology from an Andalite of morphing into animals. That's their only weapon that they have to beat this alien invasion.
Good luck with the survey.
And we will see some more details about that in a moment, about the Yerks. And what they're actually doing and why you can't see them in the outside world. Yeah. Also, beaming sound is very important, so you know you can actually do something. The game is very strict about this. And if you skip a bit too much, these triggers don't spawn on the overworld and you're a bit stuck. So yeah, we have to collect some items to progress the
A
game.
notepad.
Like here the notepad and the key that is just randomly on the outside of the school, of course. And the game says, yeah, go
Open sesame.
to this room. It's full of cockroaches. And we can just leave it because we can't do anything here.
If we could catch them, let's go.
But it's the first hint of the game.
All right, that jogger is still
Yeah.
here. Let me just find a safe place to morph.
And it also says here that Rachel wants to morph at a safe place, and you can only morph over here
This looks
to
like a
start
good
the
place to
next
morph.
mini game. And here comes kind of a silly part because Rachel, for some reason, got the gorilla morph and not Marco. And maybe if you remember on the cover on some books, Marco has a gorilla morph, and it's every Animorph has a signature morph, and Marco has his signature morph or battle morph is the gorilla. And no game of the 3 main games gives Marco a gorilla morph for some reason, and this PC game just decided to give Rachel the gorilla. Also for grizzly bear, which is right with the books, but I don't understand why Marco can't have his grizzly bear, the gorilla morph, in any of the games. Like the Game Boy game has... Oh no, I just slipped off that. Yeah, bit annoying with controls. Sometimes we just jump up and break into the school principal's office. Because the school principal is a high-ranking Yerk, and we can find out more about Yerks that way when we break into his office.
That wasn't so hard.
Also,
What's in it?
yeah, appointment with 2 stars,
You're related to me.
and the 2 stars are obviously
I found an
Yerk
optical
related to
disc.
Tobias.
I'll try it with the PC.
And I have to use the disc. So remembering all these details, and we see some
I
garbage,
have to
and
complete some sort of puzzle
1, 2,
to move
3.
forward.
Rachel wants to solve some puzzle. Go over there with the controls, and then we enter a password, which is very secret. And then we can access the computer a bit more.
It's a map of the mall.
Weird. I wonder
And
what Yerks would be. Hey,
on the PC is a map of the mines, and the Yerks seem to be interested in the mines, and Tobias is a bit surprised by that the Yerks are interested in the mines. And now comes the first major
Now that
funny
was a
glitch that is available, like the gorilla has this attack move, and you can use this attack move to glide over the gap here,
Now that was a jump.
which is funny. And yeah, the game saves because it has many save slots.
Come on, Rach.
Um,
He's headed toward the
There are no
forest.
real save points here.
Dropped something.
And there's Chapman, our school principal, and we just want to follow him because obviously he is a high-ranking Yerk, so he probably does some important stuff, and we go stealthy behind him and try to figure out more stuff. But he dropped an item, and in a good adventure we always pick up the items. And what is it?
Whoa! It's a bug magnet.
That's obviously what the school principal has in his pockets and loses on the way. Yeah, bug magnet. The game needs it because we
Inside.
want to use it now
Get
in
the
this room
device.
with the cockroaches to get a morph. The cockroach actually is used in also in the books quite often.
I hope there's still time to find out what Chapman's up to.
And maybe it's I should mention that I really like the books. The game not that much, but I'm also interested in that one. But yeah, played all 3 of them, and it's an interesting experience. The games, but the books are a way better time to spend your
This is totally a good place
way
for
to
more.
spend your time. You want to get into morphs. And I've morphed here early before I even entered this talking scene because the game. Let's. The Animorphs talk a lot in a group chat, which is a thing that I like about this game, that they get actually lines and discussions in the group, which for PlayStation game is just a jump and run, so they don't talk much to each other, and the Game Boy game, well, technical limitations. Doesn't allow many conversations in the group, so plus points on that one for the PC game. It's just that they also made many strange decisions here. Also, the routes are a bit annoying because they come out of nowhere, around the corners. There's always the forest behind the school wants to kill us. Of course. I can't remember. For Yerks, don't do anything with the forest normally, except for cutting off many trees with a company. But building so many traps is a bit strange. I mean, it's still a game, but sometimes. So, we have to follow Chapman here.
What's he doing?
And he enters the Yerk pool.
We better follow him and find out.
Sadly, missed the skip. I tried to, but I will explain a bit later. We will see some of skips that are possible in this game. So Chapman entered the Yerk pool. Every Yerk has to go into the Yerk pool every 3 days to
We better morph if you want to get any
fill himself up with Kandrona rays in the Yerk pool and has to leave the host because Yerks are slug-like aliens and they have to leave. They control humans by crawling into their ears and into their head, through their ears, and then the body of the human is basically a slave to the Yerk that controls it. And that's why you can't really trust anyone in this world if you don't know if they're controllers or not. Controllers are it's just a name for people that are controlled by Yerks. And I came a bit too late here. Fire is instant death. It's a bit annoying. So yeah, wait a moment. Bit too sketchy sometimes to get the height to fly over this
Man, it's cold and creepy
in this
here.
minigames.
It's like
But we will see a bit more
slug
often.
heaven.
But yeah. We follow Chapman, school principal, into the Yerk pool.
Chapman's Yerk slug is leaving his
You're
body.
leaving this Yerk slug
Look,
into the
Chapman
Yerk pool,
away. We better follow him.
and then the host gets carried away in the Yerk pool. And the slug, probably in the green soup, just fills himself up with Kandrona rays.
Wait until we're alone first.
And so yeah, has to do it every 3 days. So if you want to find out if someone is a controller, just bind them and hold them for 3 days. Also didn't get up the
But it's a little
skip,
different than a glow stick.
sadly. Only minor time loss. I can't skip this one because I have to play this out, this scene.
I think they took
Else I
Chapman
skip a
toward the
trigger
north end
and
of the
will
cabin.
soft lock. It's a bit sketchy with this game. Don't skip too much, else you soft lock. We have to... Where's the trigger here? Why is it so my back? What? I think I'm off, yeah. Here's a point, okay. I have to get the other point where Chapman is held captive. So yeah, if you want to find out if someone is a controller, just hold them for 3 days. I mean, I always ask myself if my brother might be, because he never liked much Animorphs. So was a good time during the isolation to find out if he's controller or was one. But he still seems to like Harry Potter more than Animorphs, so not sure if his isolation worked. I got hit by the laser, great. Bit sketchy. It's not the hardest part this tiger level, but okay. So yeah, we got to some cages where they held some humans captive,
Let's get ready to rumble.
including Chapman. And we have to fight again with Jake. And I just use Elfangos Rave, which is the strongest combo that is available. And it's actually a hidden combo, you can't collect them. You can collect additional ones, but the strongest and secret one, Elfangos Rev, is available just right from the start and available with the 0 key, the number pad, and well, it's just the easiest way to beat the enemy. So yeah, the fights are not the most exciting part of this game. So yeah, Chapman, here hold hostage. Chapman is probably holding the cage because he's a more unwilling host. He and his wife actually voluntarily got the cane controllers, but only to save her daughter from becoming a controller herself. And, well, you can't make... Yerks don't like to keep promises, especially for evil ones. So, probably now he's fighting. Maybe we can't say that it's after book 2, but it's a bit hard to get a timeline for this game. My goodness. Am I stuck here? Yeah, through the minigame here. And we get into the next fight. And the Animorphs normally want to hide that they're humans and don't walk around as humans in the Yerk pool. But in this game it happens quite often that they just stand in front of some Yerk and yeah, as humans and morph only in the fight. I tried to select the beer more for Rachel here, because that's more in line with the books. And Marco only gets the polar beer, which is also a cover with him in one book, but still, Gorilla would still fit more better with Marco on the left. The tiger and wolves fit also right with the books. I mean, it doesn't have to align too much with the books, still a game, but I still don't get why no game decides to give Marco the gorilla morph. Yeah, we're on the way back. And don't have to do a minigame this time.
For once, I agree with you, Marco.
Always hitting and mashing those space bar here, because then you can skip at least some parts of the conversations. Cassie finds here a digital camera back in the barn, which gives in the story more problems than it solves anything.
Marco's right. We better check it out. That center is a perfect place for a Yerk front.
Yeah. So,
Hey, I see the director's office.
we're in the next area in the community center, and I think we want to find out here
Let's get out of here before the
what a director
comes
of the
out.
mine company does, and if he's already a controller and controlled by the Yerks or not.
Oh, sure, man. There are
And the
places.
guy who left
What's
just
that
there
object over there?
is the director or just with the community center involved in that.
It's another key.
Else,
Well,
well,
let's
it doesn't matter.
start checking doors.
He drops a key. We can use the key on a door
What's that in the closet?
and
Cool.
collect a magnet.
It's a magnet.
I mean, feels like it's a common item for an adventure game. And then we can continue to the next area, which, yeah. The entrances to new areas only unlock when you do certain
What's that in the
things,
grass over there?
which makes the feeling of an open world not really believable in this game, because you just locked into areas until you do stuff. Like here, you have to pick up this lever, a random item that is useful a lot later in the run,
Quit babbling.
but yeah, for now it's a bit pointless. And I pick up an additional, optional DNA to just show how the DNA just lays around here, and you get a llama morph here for Marco, because well, in one of the books Marco morphs into a llama just to get into a TV show, so I think it's fitting. And I have to open this door not with an item but with code that we found on some paper. Then we enter the house. We will enter the house in many different ways in this run.
Nice, too. You wouldn't even know it was here.
And to continue this, we have to... I don't know if the trick is just running around or waiting, but...
There's
well,
nobody here.
yeah, we wait for this
Maybe
lane.
we should try the second floor.
Yeah, Cassie says we should go up. And I have to wait for this scene where we've
There's a vent. Maybe
say
I
to
can
us
explore
how to
and
get to the
inside.
second floor, and it's with the squirrel morph into the vent and into another small minigame. So yeah, you see the electricity. I think it's, yeah, can hurt us. Ah. At least a bit. And then we fly to the end. So that will happen a few more times in this run.
Thanks. I'll tell Visser 3 how hard you've been working.
And then we hear about Wizard 3. Wizard 3 is the leader of the Yerk invasion on Earth. So he's a very important person in the Yerk world. And with some specialty that we will see also later. And he's actually introduced and not only talked about. This, yeah. I tend to go left here. Always wrong corridor. I have some notes for later parts of the run, but the early ones I try to pick out
We
just
need
on the
to get to
fly
community center
or
as
remember.
soon as possible.
So yeah, let's see the llama in action and attack a Texan. And Texans and Hawkbutchers, yeah, the color scheme is a bit off. I don't know. With the green Texans, can't remember that from the books and the covers. But yeah, we are lucky here, beating every opponent with one combo, and can continue. It's a bit puzzling to me that they didn't include any HP bar, because they never explain how the
Let's dive
fight
inside
really
the store.
works. So we have to flee from the house, and we do this with the kitchen. And there's a crystal here,
It's not now,
and the
Marco.
crystal are just combos that you can collect throughout the run. But we already have the strongest one, so we don't collect that. Else it would be the 5th combo for any
Let's
Animorph
just find the Here comes trouble.
that you pick it up with. And yeah, here's another fight, because we get caught a lot in this part. And yeah, mega hit, you have at least a bigger chance to beat the opponent in one combo. He's down. And you try to beat the opponent that hasn't attacked you yet. So he won't attack you in a future turn because he's down. Or you just attack the one who's for longest time just gone that he attacked us, and that's the Hawkbutcher on the left. And so he will be hit first, and also another time. Just trying to figure out here my sight. Also, shading is a bit strange in this game. Like the llama is completely black, or at least dark.
Let's see if we can find that artifact.
But it's hard to tell if the game has bad graphics, or
weird and
maybe
sneaky
it's just the DirectX wrapper that you have to use to get this game running. Not sure about that. Because it's hard to get old games run on a new computer, a modern one. So yeah, we're on the mining company. We will also visit this place a lot, and this is the only time with the front door. I'm not sure if it's explained why the front door
It's Foster's
doesn't
office.
work
check it
anymore the other times, but doesn't. And the game tells you a lot if you go in the wrong places. That no, that's not the right time for this, or we have missed something there in this room, and yeah,
I'm ready when you are.
the game
You guys,
doesn't.
the outer edge of the mine
I mean, the
company,
Game Boy
just
game,
beyond
if you
the
made mistakes, it killed you. Sometimes if you morphed at the wrong place, this game just tells you, yeah, it doesn't work. Now I try to use. Normally this is a switch puzzle, but you can also jump through this barrier if you get it. But I got instantly killed. I won't try this that many times, but at least a few, because it's a fun skip. So, no, I got killed, sadly. You have to just get away from the wall. I'm not 100% sure for a setup that works. At least on the Link side. Got killed another time. You can actually get through that barrier without getting killed completely. And doesn't save too much time, but I got through it. Nice. Okay, probably didn't save time, but yeah. Fun that it works.
Here we are. Foster's
Might have to get better at it.
Sounds good.
So yeah, we got a appointment in Foster's office, and we have to leave because the siren just got off. Or the alarm. I don't know why,
Totally.
but just a story, probably. And we continue. Yeah, I think that's for chapter
Come on,
2.
guys, let's save the animosity
And we
for
have
the
5
Yerks.
chapters to beat. I have to remember the entrance here. Probably behind Cassie's. It's always behind Cassie's family house here. It's a bit hard to tell which entrance to take because they kind of look the same.
This is a good
They're
place
just
for.
going into a forest. The game isn't really clear about that. Or signaling that in a clear way. Where to go. Or to distinguish the different entrances. But yeah, we can choose 2 morphs here. A tiger and a wolf. Marco and Rachel can't. Blake Fees minigame. Really? At least officially. Intended by the game. Oh my god. So yeah. You don't want to get hit when you're in the air over the pit, else you fall into the pit. You can jump out of a pit, but the game just says, no. That's an instant reset. To the last checkpoint. Go through. We go to the Yerk pool, but another... No, that's not the entrance, right? The camera is always a bit off. You have 4 ways to go. One just way back into the forest, and 2 others that are blocked.
Whoa.
The one
Did
that
you
took
guys feel that
Chapman at the
crap?
start. One where we went through the vent. A squirrel, and the 3rd one now is open and... Well, probably just an excuse to get into another different minigame. Yeah, I'm tending to go left. The right at the start. But take more the left turn. So we have here some button switching. And that's just to deactivate some electric barriers. Was it here? No. Ooh-da-doo. Was it the other way? I mean, with the sound that comes in this area, it feels a bit more frightening. Actually, a Yerk pool should be kind of as frightening as if it's described like in the books. But the minigame for entering the Yerk pool has more of that atmosphere that I would have expected from the Yerk pool. That's the way to go. Okay. Got through that one. Yeah, we're back in the Yerk pool.
I
Another
think
time.
It's the cavern, but a different section.
Yeah, just a different section. We have to
It's some kind of pass card.
pick the pass card up, and that's for another
I'm sure
puzzle.
that generator
It
can
just
help us
shows
out.
4 colors, and you have to enter for colors here.
And the colors
Like we tell
are
you.
just like the colors on that pass card.
In the conversation. And here it's blue, green, red, yellow, and then we have access to a new area
Look at this place
in the
light up.
Yerk pool here, which is... The game says it's too dark to enter it, but it's just a black wall that just disappeared here. And we can enter
Man, my dad.
It probably does
this area.
everything but work.
and then get a disk
Maybe it works with the computer system.
that we can put into the computer, get some info about what the Yerks are doing.
Huh. It's a list of
They're kind of
animal
interesting
DNA
in
samples.
rhino
Who
DNA
knows
for
what
some
they're up
reason.
to. Let's save the info just in case.
I'm not sure where this story part runs along, but yeah, the rhino DNA. And then they find this goldfish here in the Yerk pool that's randomly there. And the goldfish is necessary to
Here comes trouble.
get into some other mini games and get caught again. Because we're not that stealthy. And now we have pink Texans. And maybe I can pick another cover where the Texans is more of a brownish color. I don't know. So yeah, we had green Texans and now pink Texans, and well, that's all colors I think the game gets us. Corporate chairs are more of a greenish color, like here on that book. Just the compass on the right time, yeah. Just the way the alien races are illustrated on the covers.
There's just too many of them. We better find another way out.
And now we have to go out of this room. And with another way, he means just the way we entered the first time. Just the went over there. And we discover in the story here that they have big cages, and for some reason,
Let's try another roach vent.
unusual big cages mean in this case that the Yerks are planning something awful.
Place as any to morph.
Come on, Marco. Just morph into the cockroach, which it forces you to do. Normally you can choose between the squirrel, but here you're forced into the cockroach. Cockroach has the ability to walk on walls and on the ceiling, which isn't that helpful with the controls, which are 10 controls, and the camera that is also not cooperating sometimes. And well, the collision box of these electric barriers is also not the friendliest part of the game. And as always, the flames are instant kills. Also, you can get stuck in some of these side holes. It's not the funniest minigame. But at least it's not completely unfair like in other Animorph games.
It wasn't a day at the beach.
Yeah.
I see something in
We're somehow back in the school, River went, but okay. There are many entrances to the Yerk pool, and we find, well,
Maybe we should go back to the Yerk retreat.
No problem, Cass.
what was it? A water
We
where?
should get back to the Yerk retreat.
Something related to a water puzzle later. That we just find here in the school on our way to Cassie's barn. Well, we don't go to Cassie's barn this time through this part.
We should be careful.
Now we are
might be a
back at the community center. This time we don't enter it through the front door.
Doesn't look like
We
they've left out
enter
any
it
welcome mats for us.
All right, Marco. Let's see what you
with the
got.
help of his tree. And Marco will do the job of morphing into a squirrel. And giving us access to the house. So yeah, he has to pick up the thread because we need a thread for a combination puzzle in a moment. So it's right on time that we got a thread. I've never tested it, but probably the game doesn't let leave you.
Don't get cocky, Marco.
So we have a puzzle. And first we have to find a hint for the puzzle. Marco sees something.
It's nothing.
Yeah, but it seems to be nothing. Then we have to go to the computer.
Here's another
Unfortunately, the computer
Let's
is
check it out.
locked. So we have to find something to unlock it. Fortunately, Marco saw something. So we can pick that up. And yeah, we get told every single step here.
Maybe if we use the chain and magnet from the inventory.
And we have to combine the chain and magnet, which the game does automatically, and then we
Let's
can
try it
pick
with the computer.
up the key. And an actual key now can be used with the computer, and we get access to it. Yeah. These are the puzzles in the games.
It's
It's.
been found. Oh man, there's a bunch.
I like the conversation between the Animorphs, but figuring this puzzle out is with so much conversation is a bit too much, in my opinion. Or for my taste. Yeah, now a fight against some controllers, against some Hawkbachiers, which are actually a peaceful race. We're just enslaved by the Yerks completely, and the Yerks now try the same with the human race to completely enslave it. And yeah, Hawkbachiers are very good fighters, but normally they're peaceful and they just use their blades on their arms to cut bark from trees and eat it. So quite unfortunate that they make good fighters, but otherwise are normally peaceful. Now misused here by the Yerks. We just skipped the DNA here. I think that's the ostrich. So the strangest animals are optional morphs. Llama, ostrich, and the last one is kangaroo. And we have to actually dodge here a Hawkbachir walking around the area, else we get additional
Sounds
fights.
good. Let's move.
And we don't want that here. So,
There are a couple of things I forgot.
some
to tell
exhibition
you.
from Tobias,
I think there's
because
a
we
fine
haven't
line
met
between
with our free
fishing
yet.
and sitting by the side of a
And maybe,
pond with a tea. Thanks.
short orientation on a timeline. This game doesn't mention and
And there's no way inside either.
never talks about X, which actually is an Animorph, but he appears in book 4, so the game probably plays before book 4 happens, so X never appears here. But they already know what happened with Marco's mother,
Try.
so the game also has to play after book 5. Well,
Guys, good news. I found the water control panel.
it's not something that you can make much sense of if you try to align it with the books, at least. But so many things
There's
don't
no
align with the
water
books,
valve.
so... yeah. A small puzzle. Let's go. Doing it from the ending is better because there are less possibilities to not solve it. So backwards is always better in this case. And we have to pick up an item
This is
before we
cold.
can
Let's
morph
hurry up and morph.
and can actually use the
This
fish
is
morph here.
cold. Let's hurry up and morph.
And now we have to play this fish minigame, and that's a bit annoying because there's no real indication. Also, the sound goes completely mute unless we hit something and go up, throttle, or else it's hard to dodge. I like to stick to the bottom to dodge most things, but damn. Can only get one hit. Else I have to reset this, or get reset at to the start. Damn. Yeah. Success rate could be better with these minigames. Attack Fat Hit. So yeah, that's the way we enter the mining company this time. Just went through a front door first time, but second time has to be a bit more stuffy. Okay, got around that. For some reason. Depth perception is actually pretty hard here. Could be better designed. I think. Bit of concentration here. Think I should have got it. Yeah, we're through. We will have to do it one more time, but
Shh, we're gonna get caught, Marco.
not thinking about that too much now. Picking up another item. Just for a solution of a puzzle right now, because we have to pass a guard
That's just crazy enough
that
to
is
work.
blocking the way. And yeah, we just find the item right before it and can use it with the
Well,
pool
it
here.
stopped. Let's go hide behind that tree.
And distract the guard. And off,
Look
yeah.
at the fountain.
I don't
The
know
water is already going over the side.
which tree they're
And there
hiding
goes the
behind.
guard.
Nice.
That they mentioned,
Let's hurry up
but
and get in there before she figures out what's going on.
well, yeah. Not really a tree. So now we can go to the office. And in this case,
Check out
it's
the
not
one in
just
the
one
inventory.
paper with a number on it.
Thanks, Rach.
It has many different names, and you actually have to remember which name the story mentions a lot. At least a few times. And we find also a random item here in the office, a wheel
But this is really cool.
for later. Of course, always gets useful.
Visser 3
This computer has no
emergency meeting of the sharing.
password,
Meet at the retreat at sundown.
and we can just
Visser
hear the
3
message
will be present.
So
by
what
clicking it.
The usual. There's another giant asteroid
And
heading
we
toward Earth, and we're
heard
the only
that
ones who
Wizard
can stop
3
it.
is present on a meeting. So, seems like we will meet him soon. But also going to that
Nice.
meeting.
A flashlight and batteries.
Yeah, how nice to find that. And then we can leave with the main door. And also, meanwhile, Cassie
I'm glad we'll never
split
see
from the
that
group
thing in
because
action.
she wants to look up her parents, which are kind of involved in
A
this whole
shovel.
mining
I'll
thing
hold on to this.
because they're veterinarians and they can
Whoa, was that a
do
person
something
or
with
an
the
animal?
DNA of animals or the fossils they find or whatever reason they need veterinarians to do something for them. I don't know. I can understand if they want to include some family members, but Cassie's parents in this case don't make that much sense. Also now we have to play it as Wolf because it's only Cassie here. Yeah. Forrest still wants to kill us. And got to dodge that one. Whoop. Yeah. The route, a route around the corner. Yeah. That's the other one. that normally hit. And the other one. Around the other corner. Okay, I was too fast for that one. Okay. Well, wouldn't have made that jump. Okay. They have a big trouble is that if you get hit, you land in the pit, and the pit means instant reset. To the last checkpoint. There's also a time limit for these levels for some reason. Oh my god. Yeah. Don't have to be afraid of Harpacheers, they're just standing in the way. They don't trigger any fight. Oh my. Yeah, I think I hit enough routes for now. And we're through. And yeah.
I can't believe they're trying to hurt that owl.
Cassie's character is like, he really likes the wildlife and wants to save the animals.
You poor thing. I'll take you
Like
back
the
to
owl
Alvin.
here,
We'll take care of
which
it.
is hurt. And yeah. There are many animals, at least in the books, in the Red Barn here.
Sorry to
Like
butt in,
injured
but if we don't
wildlife
hurry, we're
animals
gonna
that
miss
her
this meeting.
parents try to save.
I might be able to get into that window up there. We should get a better look.
But I don't think you can see any animals in the cages here in this game.
It's another puzzle.
That was this one. Hey. Turn the wrong direction. Green, yellow. Blue. Red. So you get the cards from the game. But I just try to find it in my
Hurry
notes.
up and get inside.
Yeah, Cassie talks about getting inside, but we don't want to go inside. And the game also doesn't want to go inside. And let's see if I can get the skip. Because if you... No. Okay, I didn't get
guys hear
this
that?
time.
I can't tell what it is.
There's nobody around.
So yeah, if
Go
you
for it.
trigger a cutscene and click on the hint key to get the hint, a cutscene that shows you the hint and aims the camera at some point that you need to invest or pick up an item, then you can move during this cutscene. But the timing is a bit, yeah.
We need to get to the
Not
community
that easy.
center right now.
Hope to demonstrate it later, where I also can easier
Somebody whistle
just retry it if I don't get it. So we show it off at least once, and the other times it's just bonus. That's most of the skips in this game now. You can skip small parts of these talking conversations and cutscenes. But if you don't hit it, I mean, it's just 2 or 3 seconds if you skip the cutscene most of the time. Just with the wolf morph, it takes a bit longer in that case. So it would save a bit more time. But if you do it a bit too slow, you can activate a background sound for the whole run. It starts during the cutscene and never deactivates later on. Okay. Got through this fight in the community center.
I think I saw something fall out of the director's pocket.
Think
Let's check
they
it out.
try to follow the director of the mining company, which the Yerks now want to make turn into controller.
But it doesn't say
So
for
they're-
what exactly.
The director is on their side.
Hey guys,
Let's go.
Yeah, the director is in this cabin.
Hurry, Jake!
But sadly, he's
Jake,
there on the bed and seems to be a controller already. And then we see some pictures here. At least Jake discovers these pictures of some weird creatures that have to do something with the story in some reason. Like we had Rhino DNA, we have this strange alien pictures, and we have Cassie's parents involved in that. So the story goes in some ways, but it stays confusing. Even if you would follow the conversations. Yep. Just have to fight and beat every opponent with one combo. That's nice. And then I think just pick up another random item.
Sounds good to me.
Maybe I can pick this one up with the hint cutscene.
I think we missed something we should. Nice.
Yeah, I do.
Watch out!
Okay.
I just saw Visser 3.
So I can walk around here while Visser 3 enters the room. Normally during a cutscene, but I could move here already and save some time that way. So I hit the hint key and picked up the item at the same time, and the game just mixed both scenes and gave me control back early on in the cutscene. And we beat Wizard 3 in one turn. Wizard 3 is an Enderlight here. An Enderlight is like this, horse-like creature with a scorpion tail and snake eyes. And
Then it's a good thing you're not me.
we see him later again. So he's the leader of the Yurk invasion. There are many different wizards that are just numbered, and he's wizard 3, so you can see where his ranking is. Where he is in the ranking.
Time.
And now Jake finds some DNA in the stone, in the fossil of a Gorgonopsis. Like, of all dinosaurs they could pick, they pick up Gorgonopsis. Okay.
Let's look at the map.
While we have to find an item with a treasure map, this place. And we'll pick it up. That's, I think, an alien artifact for later. Artifact. And that's also relevant for the story.
Whatever it is, we better hold on to it until we figure it out.
Just the game drops a lot of items. I mean, normal for adventure game, but
It's true. And I would still like to keep an eye on my parents for now.
a bit confusing what you pick up at sometimes. Wait. Ah, yeah. Was confused for a moment where I was in the section.
Well, here goes nothing.
But we're with Marco and Jake only.
Still be a good Let's go.
And we find some random DNA. That's story relevant. So only Jake can pick up that rhino DNA. And he doesn't give Marco any of it. Keeps for himself. Don't know why. Marco doesn't get really a relevant morph in the game. The main two characters are Jake and Rachel, lead for the morphs. And then also Fishing comes, like with the boulder, and yeah, okay. Dodged it. It's better to wait sometimes, but I was already late, so I just on the side there. Surprisingly hard to dodge some things with this collision detection. Oh, come on. Did I jump into the route? Also for drones. Some reason there are drones. You have to find the secret entrance here. of a yerk pool, or another part of a yerk pool.
What looks like a secret entrance?
Yeah, secret entrances look a lot of times like elevators in this game.
Let's see if that laser pointer we found can help us.
For some reason, this elevator is activated when we use the laser pointer and solve a small puzzle. This way. Then that way, and then we activate it.
That's the ticket?
Let's get inside before it locks again.
Access available.
And then we enter the yerk pool. And then the game forces us to listen to some music. Okay. Now I hope to get the skip, else I will retry it. Okay, that was a bit too early. Marco has to come out before the camera changes here.
Listen.
And then when Marco comes out, the camera has to change. So I will resume the story here. And retry it, because this can actually save some time. And it's fast to reset this. But I didn't get it this time. So I have to hit the hint key right when I enter the trigger. And I got it. Marco's out, the camera changes, and I can move on to this to enter, to open the exit entrance, no, the exit gate, elevator. Okay, successful. And normally Marco and Jake would sneak away. That's why Jake was in the sneaking animation. So they won't be discovered by Chapman here, but we're all in this cutscene here, and he moved right in front of Chapman. And I didn't got the skip here of picking up the item.
It's his wallet.
Okay, not as perfect as it could be, but
You're right. Let's get out of here.
come on, game, give me controls back. Don't rotate too much because you're in a cutscene.
All right. I'll go
So you're
and
half
check
controlled by the
the
cutscene in this case when you are able to control Animorph. I think this was, yeah. We already got the owl. So yeah, Cassie not only saved the injured owl, but also got a morph, the DNA. Whoops. And this part is also a bit annoying, just like the fish game. I'm hitting many things on it. That's a checkpoint, okay. Forrest still wants to kill us. Okay, that tree was in the way. Didn't hit the gap. Okay, during practice I was better at this today. I mean, if I have trouble with the owl game instead of a fish game, I would actually prefer that one, but it doesn't look that clean both to me.
Actually,
At the moment.
I want to get a closer look.
So
at
yeah,
this
Cassie lands and gets into trouble. If you
I'll come up with something.
are one of the people that don't like Cassie's character, also from the books, this game won't make it better. Because
Tobias!
she's the reason for some trouble. Like, the the digital camera she loses at some point with photos of the Animorphs on it. So the Yerks could find some proof that could lead for some trouble for the Animorphs. I'm not sure where. Yeah, we still sneak here because we skipped the cutscene with Jake. It's kind of funny. So we pick another Animorph here.
All right, I'll try it out.
Jake is still stuck with his sneaking. Yeah, Cassie gets in a lot of trouble also in this game, and for some strange reasons. Where's the Rhino? So yeah, good usage of an animal morph just to get rid of random people.
I smell funny.
Not beating evil act, still sneaking. Need a squirrel morph. Marco seems to be the expert to climb up trees in this game. And then he can save Cassie,
Marco!
which is held in a cage. I mean, the cage could be big enough so Cassie could demorph in the cage, maybe? And then morph to something smaller and escape herself, but
Ooh, Batmorph.
maybe not.
You forgot to free the bat.
Oh yeah, Marco gets his one morph here in the game,
We're making a
in
break
the
for
story
mines.
for that. And we are discovered again. Of course. We're never that sneaky. We are always forced into fights. One down. Good to go. Attacks on still stays up. So yeah, I thought the fine line on top of his head might be a graphical bug, but yeah, it's actually in the illustrations and part of a body. The tongue of a taxon. So, where do we have to go next? We have to enter the mines. Actually, after the mining company, we have to actually enter the mines now. And we get the last kind of minigame. The last new kind of minigame, where we see. And it's the mining cart game, where we have to choose between left and right. And if we go the wrong way, we have to restart at the last checkpoint. And you only have a short moment to decide which way to go. The first time you play this minecart game, it's quite easy because the wrong way is blocked by the wood. This warning sign here that blinks, and we also hold here just right to get through this. You never have to duck in the minecart game. There might fall some stuff from the ceiling, but no. There's a duck option, like you can do it, but I don't know, there's no reason. There's just no reason to do it.
Here it is.
Just choose the right direction.
I was gonna ask if now was a good time for just a quick break.
We need a pass card.
Looks like we
One
have
moment. Yeah, we have just a fight, so yeah. Want to say something?
Oh, no, I was wondering, like, if we could take a few-minute break in the broadcast.
So stop the run for a moment.
Yeah, if now's a good time. If it's not, that's not a problem.
I mean, we can after the fight.
Sure, sounds good.
Yeah. Just normal fighting going on here. Then we can go deeper into the mines after the break. So I will stop here for a moment.
Okay. And we'll pause the timer here. So we're just going to take just a few minute break here. It's just a wellness break, so that everybody can get up, get some water, stretch their legs, anything they need to do, just kind of keep the blood flowing. Just before we go to our break, I would just like to remind everybody, if you have any of your own ideas for a show or a one-off event, you can feel free to go to gamesdonequick.com/hotfix to submit your ideas there. With that said, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back for the rest of the Animorphs run. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Games Done Quick Hotfix. This is Awfully Silly, and we are right in the middle of a Animorphs run, and I'll just hand it right back over to Jim, and you can restart the run whenever you're ready.
Countdown again. 3, 2, 1, and let's continue. So we're in the mines, and we're just stranded and crashed our minecart, and we have to repair it. And Jake keeps us cover. I think this crouching animation also just happens because we skipped that other part earlier. You still get caught in that animation. So yeah, we have to step by step go through repairing the minecart with the lever that we randomly found during the early part of the game. Then you have to select different part. I'm not even sure what it was, and then we have to select the wheel that we found in some office. So yeah, find an office minecart wheel, some office. Another time, the minecart game, because it's a lot of fun. It's not as quiet now. Sometimes the music is just gone, or the background noise. Not really music. I'm thankful that I have some notes to which direction we have to go, because casually this is really annoying to figure out where to go with some of these parts. Like, you have to see that there's a dead ending in that 1-2 seconds that you can actually see that. Because this time, yeah, the right way to go is blocked sometimes by some barrier. And then we have to go right, and then we'll finish with this one. And only one minecart minigame to go. Now comes the most annoying fight in the game, because Jake has to fight alone. And that doesn't mean a lot of problem like in the Game Boy Color game it would mean, but it's a bit annoying because the opponents get a few more turns than necessary. In my opinion. And we can get the super cheer done. Yes. Okay, the Texan wants to get another hit. The pink Texan. And he's also done. There. Now, how does Jake get out of the mine? Well, probably has to find a different way. Can't use the minecart anymore, because it's already gone.
I'm fine. I'll meet you outside.
And well, he forces its way out. And in the books, the rhino appears the first time. It's mentioned that the rhino doesn't see much and is just like a bulldozer going straight in whatever. And you don't even know what you hit before you see it. How to continue the story now? Jake has to use the get Dinomorph another time.
Desperate times call for desperate measures.
And yeah, still not sure where the DNA is coming from here, because normally you have to touch the animal to acquire its DNA. And well, the Gorgonopsis probably is just a fossil here. And the strange part here is that Jake feels like he goes back in time when he morphs. So not only the instincts of the animal, like in the books, he goes back in time for some reason.
Do you think you can?
Okay then. Rachel will go to the school. The rest of us will go to the mining company.
In the books, they
Marco,
go
come on,
way more
get
deeper
caught.
into how the instincts of the animals work, and probably one of the interesting parts of the animal morphs in the books. The instincts and what every animal feels, like hunger and fear, sometimes strength of a tiger. Also, we have a small puzzle here where we have to use every pipe. So we go the whole way around here. Because the mining company still hasn't its main door open. So we still have to use the goldfish. Another time the goldfish level. Yeah, I hope it goes better this time. This is also the part where I soft-locked in my casual playthrough because I selected the goldfish morph and picking up the DNA at the same time, which meant that I morphed into the goldfish, and because I selected the DNA, it morphed me back instantly, and it didn't trigger this level, and I was just soft-locked, as it often happens when you do something wrong in this game. Speedrunning, or people that know what they do to get speedrunning tricks out of this weird behavior, are really the good people. Because then you also know what happened in your casual playthrough. And you know maybe a funny glitch. Wait. Okay, the gate is an instant reset. I'm not sure how I dodged that one, but okay. Feels like the second time is easier than the first. I don't know why. Probably because I'm just
Great. This
sticking
hallway
to
is
the
filled
bottom.
with lasers and motion
So yeah, we
detectors.
enter a new room in the mine company, and where's the puzzle here? That's the easy lightning puzzle. You have to deactivate every button, and this is the easy one. There's a hard one as well, but I'm not playing on the hard difficulty. Yeah, some secret room from the Yerks, and we have to pick up a cart. We couldn't use the elevator
it's for the
before the
elevator.
break. Yeah, it was before the break that we tried to use an elevator.
Information Central.
The cutscene said no, we don't have anything,
need a code
and
again.
that's the card here. Very secret code also for this, to find out secrets
This is
of
Cryogenic
Yerks,
operations manual.
cryogenetics,
Why would the Yerks have to build some?
Look at the
and
speed.
that's
better
part of
save all
the
this
main
information.
story. There are some frozen aliens,
what's in that bottle?
animals. Also an important item here.
Concentrated sulfuric acid. Well, we might use it for something.
Because it's also an adventure, we just find random acid here in this room. And we just leave here with a wall that's just painted. With the stairs painted on the wall. And we have to do Rachel again here.
You're safe there, Rach.
And Rachel still sticks to her gorilla morph for some reason. And gets this minigame again, because she wants to figure out Chapman once again. So the school principal, that is a high-ranking Yerk, to find out some information about what the Yerks are doing.
Now that was a jump.
What I forgot to mention is that there is a double jump in this game, but for the double jump you have to instantly hit the second button press, else it doesn't recognize the double jump. You can't just wait for a double to press the second jump time.
That's the ticket.
You have to instantly mash it, which was very confusing the very first time I played this. I still find it strange that you can't just wait for the second jump to come a bit later
There
or
we go.
as you want, and instead have to instantly decide if you want to do a double jump or not. Also, Captain's office. What was on the computer? Not even sure what they got there. Maybe some code or something. Some info. So yeah. Same level again, same way back. Flying through the air. Through the air of the gorilla. Still some drones around here. On the school buildings. I thought Yerks had to be more stealthy, but not here. Oh, for some reason. So we have some obstacles with the drones.
Totally. Let's
So,
roll.
back in Cass's barn for a short conversation. No, and we skip the complete way to the Yerk pool again. And we just been there. And we want to find out more information. Like this big cages, which still seems strange to the Animorphs. Why do the Yerks need such big cages?
Let's get out of here.
I don't know. We're trapped in a fight. Might be the first time they see the Gorgonopsis here in action. With his hips. Very elegant fighter. So yeah, just select this the strongest combo and hope that the opponent goes down one time. So I could end with this combo that on the top left always appears instead of just pressing the number key to instantly get it, but that's a bit annoying. To press up, up, down, down, 1, 2, 2, 1. It takes time. I tried to, while preparing to run, be aware why the Yerk pool now gets destroyed, but
Totally.
I'm not sure why. So the hell breaks loose. We have to get out. No minigames, we skip even that.
Shh. Be quiet.
We are back at the community center and there's also a lot of explosions going on. And everything gets destroyed. And we're in chapter 5, in the final chapter.
I'm glad Jake's right. Naturally.
And yeah, a lot of more warping here, teleporting to the different locations. No more long ways that we have to go. So we're back in the mines. Great. Just the guy that we attacked attacks us. So that means it's better to attack another one. Cool. Then that guy also doesn't go down right away. Then we try out a Texan. He goes down. Now we get a mega hit, of course. Then we hit the last Hog Butcher. And then I have to remember to pick up the colored card. Because we don't have to... we don't need a hint of the card, obviously, if you know the run. The combination for the color puzzles are always the same. But the game still wants us to pick up the cards. Else it doesn't let us go with the elevator, for which we have the card now. So we can use it this time. If Rachel stops walking again, the closed door. Bill can't walk through it. Okay.
First floor is... I'm proud of you.
Well, you're not
Well, I can't make it any worse.
Now we can move fast enough. We get into the color puzzle right away. Instead of listening to the dialogue. Do.
access. Whoa. Don't go any further. It's another force field.
Yeah, we already
You guys
solved
hear
that
something?
with the force field.
Better check it out.
And now we have to find another item.
Let's get out of here.
But of course, the alarm goes off. And we drop the item again. Don't know why. We continue into the cave.
Good, because we're gonna need all the courage we can muster.
2 more alien stuff. And for some reason, this is the only time where you walk up to an opponent and start a fight this way. So we walk up to the Hawk by Cheer to beat him. Yeah, that's the only time you do that in this game. But he obviously got some comrades that wanted to help him. But Rachel and Grizzly, Morph does a good job. Okay. Yeah, this combo is called Elfangor's Wrath. And Elfangor is the Andalite that gave the Animorphs the ability to morph. And probably broke some rules with that.
Looks like we're alone for a little bit. Wait,
But
what
it was a
about
desperate move and is
desperate times
told in the
call for
first book
desperate measures?
how that happened.
Oh, sure. Try walking into Laherda Hut
So
looking like
Rachel
that.
acquires the Hawkbutcher morph. No one else wants to get one.
Fine.
I also don't know why. And we have to leave. Just don't remember that you can't do everything when you first enter this. Because we have to go back here again and do more stuff, but yeah. Obviously we have to first go and come again.
Well, this is fancy schmancy. We can't even get through this grate and roast.
This is a bit
floor.
strange because, yeah, we can't even go through with cockroach, says Marco, but
Looks
I
like
don't
we're
know.
gonna have to go out the way we came in.
if you should be able to go up, maybe you could get with the cockroach and get through the gate. The game says no. We want to have fun with another minecart ride, obviously. This one is the hardest one. So no ducking is necessary here. Again, oh man. And I hit my first wrong way here. My first dead end. Okay, 1 left, 2 left, and then I have to go right. That was close. Then we have a checkpoint and then the longest sec. Oh, yeah, of course. You can't hold left and right because sometimes there are stones on the wall. And that instantly also hit you and instantly reset you. Like I demonstrated here, right away. I didn't want to do that. I spend more time here than I want to. Okay, 4 times right, 3 times left. I don't know if they just forgot to implement the ducking system, but I'm thankful that's not necessary. Now tight corners, bit of fun. Kinda. Right, left, right, and we're finished. Whew! Finally,
My
we're
parents.
done with the
I was
minecart.
supposed to come here today. I need to get back home.
Yeah, we are done for today.
Sounds good. We'll meet you at the football
And
field
back
in
at the
1 hour.
barn. And Rachel wants, before it goes to the showdown, she wants to practice her hawk butcher morph. Maybe she learned something from her experience with the grizzly bear morph. Because they picked up or acquired the grizzly bear morph without telling anyone. Never morphed into it. And if you have never morphed into an animal before, you can be overwhelmed by the instincts of the animal. And that happened to Rachel when she first morphed into a grizzly bear and almost killed her cousin, that is Jake, because she was such in her bear instincts were in such rage.
I think I got the hang of it.
And yeah, in this game, she practiced it before going into the big fight. I guess she learned her lesson. At least I interpreted it as that. I might be wrong. Getting the right exit here. So it's confusing. Normally she wants to go to school, which would be the other entrance or exit of the area. But I don't think we ever take it except for the beginning. And then we always go to the back of Cassie's house. And we don't have the gorilla morph available here, so we have to figure out another way to go in Chapman's.
The building I'm thinking of.
In Chapman's office again, because that's the place where they always want to go. Yeah. Another part of button pressing here. Deactivate some of the electricity. And then avoid the instant death flames. But hopefully by not jumping too low. That was too low. And then I've tried to fly. Okay, better this time. The second part. I can't say how annoying these levels are when you're stuck casually in them and have to listen to that music all the time. But okay, we're through with this. Thankfully. Come on. Okay. I thought that trigger was on the other door, but maybe I was wrong. But the game disagreed. So meet with Rachel on the football field.
Come on, Marco. Nothing's going to happen as long as we stick together.
Which instantly makes you realize that this series is an American one. Or plays in the US.
There's nobody got.
Totally.
It's not that obvious when you read it as a European, but
Here we are.
yeah. Some things make it more obvious than others. So, the way we go to the mines this time is using the acid to make the gate more open than it already is.
This is totally a good place to morph.
I mean, you always have to think that they always can morph into any animal that they acquire, but yeah. They go down this way this time. And we met the Wizard 3 again. Who also is preparing for showdown of a game by defrosting the aliens.
Come on down.
And Rachel played her part as an Hawk Bachir. So we go into the cave.
They've started defrosting. We
Try
need
to
to
get
Visor 3
into
quick.
the ship.
I'm sure that generator can help us out.
Yeah, first we have to get some electricity back here. Green. No color appears twice. So. Could be easy at the end.
Hurry up and try it
Then we have to use the console. Only be used
This
by
looks like a good place.
this
to work.
item that we dig up behind the community center. And morph into Hawk Butcher. I think only Hawk Butcher can use the console here. Somehow. Not sure. And we're back here in... Not back. The first time here in the probably most interesting area graphically. And a lot of loving from Wizard 3. And we try to beat Wizard 3 as a first person because he has to walk out of the screen. And that takes some time. And he goes down in one combo. Normally Andalites are actually more a warrior race and fight with their tails. But with this combo, he's down instantly.
Talk to the paw.
There, last battle of the run. But this battle is a bit longer, it has 3 phases. And that's just the first one. Also, now we have blue, purple Texans. I don't know if that means anything with the color scheme here. Of it's just graphically an artifact of the game. Take a lot of damage here. Cassie almost down. Happens to me regularly that I lose Cassie here, but they hit more Jake and Rachel. It's just the first part of the fight. It shouldn't take so long. Also nice hips attack from the Gorgonopsis. Then we go into the second part. So yeah, Wizard 3 calls us Enderlite bandits because he thinks the animals are Enderlites. Doesn't know that they are just human kids that beat him. Because normally only Enderlites have a technology of morphing available. So it's easy to come to the conclusion that some animals that try to kill you and attack you might be some Enderlites. Especially when you're a wizard and a leader of the Yerks. Also, Llama, go on. How is he... There's standing there. Oh no, he's not standing. It's just that the disappearance animation is a bit slow. Okay. Thankfully, the game picks another opponent when the one goes. There's just no defeat animation. Of these new creatures that just appear. I don't know what their name is. And now comes Wizard 3 with the ability to morph, because he's the only Yerk that has is a host of a Yerk, of an Enderlite. And so he obviously has an ability to morph, and he collected quite a collection of different alien species from different planets, and Cassie's gone. Well, that strong hit. And yeah. If Speed Wizard free. But this is not the ending yet. Because Wizard Free still has to press a button.
He hit the self-destruct button. Let's move.
So now we have to escape from the ship. And every Animorph has its own stage. And Marco can actually use his Batmorph that he acquired in the middle of a game. So yeah, all three Animorph games have a bad section, a bad mini-game. Like probably the PlayStation 1 the best, and the Game Boy Color one the worst. Especially with the boss after it, and in between comes this one. Not allowed to get hit. Another time. Yeah, okay. Now comes the fun part with the Rhino and Jake's Morph. And we can go in destruction mode a bit. Also same stage, but you can destruct sometimes. So yeah, I have to, while I'm playing the escape sequences for the rest, might give some shoutouts to Fitztastic, who did the very first run of his game. And I think that's an achievement to be able to play this game and then also to finish a run and to prepare a run that is under 2 hours. Because it's definitely not the best game. Especially when you soft lock, you learn to hate it. Yeah, also shoutouts to Entitled, to Octopus and Guy Destinies who figured out some nice glitches to skip some cutscenes. Which I probably can, or could have worked better at and more often at some parts of the run here. Save more time. But the timing to get these cutscenes play at the same time to get control early, that's not the easiest one in my opinion. Maybe I'm just bad. Also, hitting this hole with the wolf is kind of annoying. Yeah, also, thanks to Conception, as the original host, to make some room in his show for such a game. And of course, also thanks to the two authors who wrote the books and the whole book series, which consists of 60 books. And yeah, I liked them as a kid, and I still like them as an adult. They still hold up to this day. Catherine Applegate and Michael Grant, who wrote the books, did some interesting stuff with his series that is aimed at kids, but
Jump, duck, and roll.
also covers more adult topics, which sadly the games don't really cover. So we're on the last run, and I will let the cutscene play out, so we have at least one conversation at the end of the Animorphs, and there's also a nice joke in it. I think it's worth to show off here once. Yeah, I think that is out of character for Rachel to write so loud as a gorilla. Arbiter is also fleeing. And we escaped.
Well, we did it. We managed to defeat Visser 3 and stop the Yerk invasion dead in its tracks. And we still have a couple of weeks of summer vacation to have some fun.
It's weird. I feel like something's missing.
That's because there's obviously going to be a sequel.
Well, I can wait for that. I can't say hanging out with Visser 3 all summer was exactly fun, but at least one good thing came out of it.
What's that?
We all got to be better friends. You guys are like a second family to me.
I feel the same way, Rach.
Me too.
Me too. Is this the part where we all hold hands and sing Kumbaya, my lord?
That's okay, Marco. We all know how you feel, especially after that inspired speech at the football field.
I'm still a little choked up.
Yeah. Hey, I got you guys some presents. Actually, they're all the same.
Presents? This is very un-Marco-like.
I spent my summer vacation saving the world from evil aliens, and all I got was this lousy t-shirt.
I figured we needed a memento. Tobias, I got you a birdhouse that sort of looks like the Yurt Cavern. It's funny, when I was thinking of gifts, I couldn't help thinking of what Christmas would be like if we didn't beat the Yurks.
What do you mean?
Well, instead of this saving the world stuff...
So yeah, when credits come up, we have time. And also, but developers tell us we can't tell you our last names. And yeah, it must be stay secret, even as video game makers, but I'll stop hack with it, you know. Credits without names, what would it be? So yeah, they give up their names. Yeah, and one last point I wanted to point out is I live in Germany. I read the German books as a kid, and the publisher, there actually is a re-release. The English version got a re-release 10 years ago, I think. The Germans didn't re-release the books until now. This month, the first two books were re-released. So just when I got the invitation here to show off a run, I got some new books. And if you're in Germany or want some German books, you can buy some new Animorphs books, fresh from the press. So yeah, that's for me. Thanks for having me. Good night.
Yeah, thank you so much for being on the show. One quick question I do have about the game before you go.
Yep.
Do you consider this game a silly game, an awful game, or both?
That depends from which perspective you want to see it. As a game itself, it's probably more awful. And the silly parts are probably when you see it as an Animorphs fan that read the books. Then you just think, why does Rachel have a gorilla morph? Why? It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense from the book. And yeah, you saw why it as a game it's not really that good.
It had some redeeming features, like not having to die in the minecart.
Yeah, but it's a feature that wasn't really implemented. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know, and it doesn't explain how the battle really works, because the opponent blocks sometimes. There's an animation for that, but without an HP bar, which would really be helpful, the fights don't make that much sense for me. But at least they're better than the Game Boy version, because in the Game Boy version you just mash A to just hit it, because it's so random. At least you die less here in this game. Also, we looped the credits.
Alright. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. I'm sure Conceptions was very happy to have you on the show. It was a great run. I wish I knew more about Animorphs at all to fully understand what was happening, but it was still an interesting run. That's all we have for Awfully Silly today, though. We do have another show coming up, so stay tuned for That's Never Happened Before, which is a show about explaining how glitchy speedruns work. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back with that. So have a good night, everybody, well, at least from me, and stay tuned for the next show.